All right, you guys, we have just made it to one of my all-time bucket list locations. This is Santa Cruz, California, or some people may know it as Santa Carla. So my brother is trying out for the San Jose Sharks. He's at their camp. So unfortunately, we're not able to go to Santa Clarita and places that are a bit further out because we're still trying to get to some of the games. So this video will just be on the Boardwalk locations and the locations in Santa Cruz area. So this lighthouse right here, you can see in the shot as the family is driving down this road. It's a drone shot. And it's right here. Now, a pretty cool fact is this is the History of Surfing Museum in Santa Cruz, and right under it, there's a couple surfers hanging out for the next wave. Alright, so now we walked up the road a little bit, and behind me, right here where this surfing monument is where the Santa Carla sign once stood. Let's go get a closer look at the monument and where the sign was. Now, you would have seen the car driving straight up this street as they passed the sign and saw Murder Capital of the World on the back. Now we're walking behind the surfing monument, and this is where the sign where Murder Capital of the World would have been on the back, and Jason Patrick would have looked right at it. Let's check it out. I'll throw it up here. So I found a set of stairs that are behind where the sign used to be, and it gets you pretty close to the water. So I'm gonna try and check it out. I think I found a sea otter somewhere here. Yeah. All right, let me get another lens on and we'll check it out, see if we can get a close up. Okay, I don't know if I can explain just how huge this is for me. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. And if you guys know me, I'm an actor, and I used to try to recreate these scenes at my house, driving my bike like I was a part of the Lost Boys, all this stuff. So to be here where the scenes were actually filmed, it's like an otherworldly experience for me. It's hard to describe. But we're gonna go down to the Boardwalk and get some more locations. Guys, I'm super pumped. I hope you enjoy this video as much as I enjoy being here right now. This is amazing. All right, you guys, we have made it to the Boardwalk, and our first location here on the Santa Cruz Boardwalk is right here. Okay, as we're walking across the street, we are looking right at the carousel that would have been at the beginning of the movie. So you can see right here, the roll-up door is where the camera would have came in and dollied in. You can see people standing right in the queue line right here. Now, if you look right over here to the carousel, you might be able to see the carriage. That would have been where the wife and husband would have been sitting, and David and the Lost Boys would have started a fight with them and eventually got kicked off the carousel and the boardwalk itself. Now you can also see this Boardwalk sign behind me in this shot right here. It's changed a little bit since 1987, but still, to be here where, you know, they were actually standing and filming this classic movie, one of my favorites, it's I don't even have words to describe it. So after Jason Patrick, or Michael in the movie, follows Star out to her bike to see who she is, they stop right here, and Kiefer Sutherland, Alex Winter, and the rest of the Lost Boys, they have their bikes parked right here and they're waiting, and Michael and Star walk right past through here. I'll show you right here. You can see this fence line, this orange fence line right here behind them. So this shot right here would have been from where Sam and Michael are walking from the concert following Star, and you can tell by the 3 that's in the background on the pillar here. It's actually there in the movie right here. It's pretty cool. I mean, Star and Laddie hop on the bikes with the Lost Boys and they head out. I mean, for all the time that's passed since it was filmed, not a lot has really changed. It looks fairly similar. Now, it has been kept up over the years, of course, but you can still see where a lot of the structures and, well, where a lot of the scenes were filmed. You can envision the characters walking right past you. And this isn't the only movie that's filmed on this boardwalk. Now, as you can see, as I said, Lost Boys isn't the only movie filmed here. This is just a couple of the films. Now this sign right here behind me is one of the shots you would have seen as the lights are going out as the boardwalk closes. And you can tell right here by this corner, this whole area is all the same, as well as this building right here that the sign's connected to. Now, a cool little film tidbit about the Giant Dipper, it's not only in the Lost Boys you see this sign, but it also has a tie-in with Vincent Price. He came here in 1978 and was on the Giant Dipper as it went down. It's pretty cool. Alright, you guys, so we're walking up to the location where Michael is trying to get his ear pierced and he meets Star, and you can see the hot dog on a stick building behind him, and it's still here today, even the sign. But it's changed a little bit, but it's still here. It's super awesome. And then they start walking down the boardwalk, and we'll get to that location in a second. All right, you guys, so this is the location that after Michael tries to get his ear pierced, he finds Star, and they walk down the boardwalk to where his motorcycle is parked. And this is where the motorcycle would have been parked, and David and the other Lost Boys would have rode up. This location hasn't changed, like, at all. Like, honestly, it looks the same. If you superimpose the image over top of it, it looks identical. It's totally awesome. And actually, there is still the same sign and the same business that was in the background of the shot. That should be right here. This is the kickoff to one of my favorite sequences in the movie with the bike race. Right now, we're walking where they would have been racing to Hudson's Bluff, overlooking the point, as David calls it. And Michael and the Lost Boys would have been ripping right down this beach, and you can see the boardwalk right here. Now the red building stands out a bit more in this shot. I'll throw it up right here. Alright, yes, we have made it to the cliff where the couple parks their car, and David and the Lost Boys come and rip the roof off and take them out of the car. It's pretty cool. You can see the entire boardwalk from this view. I'm going to see if I can throw the drone up. Alright, you guys, so after we were done at the boardwalk, we decided to take a drive down to Atlantis Fantasy World, which is a comic book store that was in the Lost Boys. Now, it has changed locations, but it's still owned by the same guy who ran it when they came to film on the boardwalk, and he's actually in the movie. Now, what's really cool about this comic book store itself is they sell replica comics of the Vampires Everywhere comic that you see on screen in the Lost Boys, and they have one of the original copies. They have it signed by the Frog Brothers and Sam. I mean, it's awesome. I have a copy here. I'll show you. It has 4 original pages that you can actually see Sam reading in the movie. And after those 4 pages, you can read the behind the scenes of what it was like for them having the set decorators come in and redecorate the comic book store and have the movie filmed right there in their shop. Now, after the comic book store, we made our way down to the Wharf, and that is where Max's video store is. And you can see Max's video store in a ton of shots. This is where the mom, or Lucy, gets her job in the movie and meets Max. You can also see Sam riding his bike through the store here. But the coolest part about this store for me is that they use the same counter that was in the movie, which means that this was used for all the interior shots. So you're walking through the store, and this is where some of the heavyweights of character acting have stood. Wow, what an amazing piece of history, and what a cool store. All right, you guys, we've had an absolute blast at all the other locations we've checked out today, but unfortunately, this is our last one. This is Grandpa's house, or where Michael, Sam, and the mom came to stay in the movie. Let's go check it out. After a little bit of a hike, we have made it to our last location for this week's checklist. This is Grandpa's house, where the family came when they moved to Santa Carla. Guys, I can't tell you what it is remotely like to be standing here looking at this. After watching this movie maybe a million times, maybe 2, this right here. So right over here, there would have been 2 gates. I'll throw up the picture so you can kind of get a glimpse as to what it would have looked like during the filming versus now. There would have been 2 gates, and this is where they would have drove the car and parked it right here. Now you can see these stairs. There would have been a ton of set decoration that would have been covering this entire porch. Now, the inside shots, they weren't filmed at this location. That was all done on a sound studio so that they could, you know, make their own set and, you know, have creative freedom with it. But right here on this porch is where we would have seen Grandpa lying down, and he would have been playing dead. And from what he heard, he was doing a damn good job of it too. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all I have for you this week. This was an absolute blast. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch up with you next week, I promise. Peace.